Jay Lovelii here. Here to share some more lovely thoughts. Today I'm going to talk about self-care, self-love. Oh, I just love me some me. And a lot of people don't like that. And you got to get used to it. A lot of people not liking that you love yourself. Because it's some people that want to humble you. I don't like the word humble either. I know y'all like that word a lot too, but I don't like the word humble. Look up the definition of humble, and then you might see why I don't like it. It means to literally lessen one's importance. I'm not lessening my importance. So a lot of people want to humble you when you love yourself because they don't understand why or how you could love yourself. It's sad, isn't it? To me, it is very sad. But I haven't always loved myself, or at least I thought I did, and I realized that I didn't. And we got to realize what self-love looks like, okay? Self-love is not just about taking baths and trips and going to the spa. No. Self-love is about going within yourself, knowing who you are, knowing the experiences that happened to you and how they shaped you. Okay, understanding the flaws that you have or the things that you have, the flaws that you have or the things that you want to change about yourself. Okay, it's understanding how you react to certain situations, understanding your triggers. Self-love is basically about self-awareness. You cannot practice self-love if you are literally unaware of what makes you you. Okay, because you don't even know yourself. You have to, in order to love something, you have to know it. Okay, you have to know what it is. You have to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what unconditional love is. And when you know who you are and you're able to accept everything about yourself, good, bad, ugly, that's when you have reached pure unconditional love. Okay, now also understand that, yeah, you get to that point, but there are certain actions that you must take too. There are certain actions that you must take that give you ways of knowing that you love yourself, right? Or that provide more of an environment for self-love, right? So those actions to me are accountability, being accountable of the things that have happened to you, even if they were not your fault. Being accountable to the reactions that you had to those situations, because life is not about what happens to you. It's more so about how you respond. Okay. So in all the situations in your life, the biggest, most self-shaping situations I want you to think of, right? And I want you to think of your reactions to those situations, good or bad. And then become accountable. Become accountable to the fact that this is just a hypothetical, that you lost your job and you just fell into a depression instead of going out and finding another one. Become accountable to the fact that you might not have chosen a good mate and they broke your heart or they took something from you that you feel like you can't get back. Be accountable to those things. Yeah, those things may not have been your fault. You losing the job may not have been your fault. What that mate did to you is definitely not your fault. But how you react, the emotions, the things that followed within your world, they all fall on you. You have to be accountable to that. It's not your fault, but you got to be accountable. You have to take note. That is what accountability is. It's taking note to how you move. It's taking note to how you feel. It's taking note to the things that you have done based on certain situations. There's good accountability and bad accountability. Like I said, if it's something that you did good and you want to take pride in it, take pride in it. But I feel like if you're somebody that can take pride in your successes, you should be able to note the things that you have done that led to your failures or your traumas or your shortcomings. That's what self-love is, being accountable, okay? That's the first thing. Then the next thing about self-love that you're practicing is boundaries. Enforcing them, creating them, and enforcing them. Knowing what you can and cannot tolerate from yourself and from others. Okay? Because you can't say you love yourself and then you're doing things to yourself that you wouldn't allow other people to do. If you wouldn't allow somebody to lie to you, why are you lying to yourself? If you wouldn't allow somebody around you to miss out on certain groundbreaking opportunities, why would you miss out on those opportunities yourself? It's funny how all these things go hand in hand. Once you start to master yourself, once you start to know yourself, once you start to love yourself, the fears and the doubts, they become less and less because they don't facilitate an environment of love. Fear and doubt is the opposite of love. It's not hate. Hate is normally created due to fear. The opposite of love is fear and doubt. So when you love yourself so much, I don't pay attention to none of the negative shit that come in my head about me. None of it. Yeah, it comes in. No matter how much I love myself, that shit still come in. It's still something in me that be like, oh, girl, you can't do it. Or it be something in me that be like, girl, just lay here. You don't have to do nothing today. That's not love. Something telling me not to get up and do the things that make me productive and success, even if it's from me, that's not love. That's not my loving voice. That's my lower voice. My loving voice is the voice that's like, Jay or Jasmine, girl, you got this. Just get up. I know you don't feel like it, and that's fine. But we got to do this. Because if you stop, this is what's going to happen. Oh, okay. Well, let me get up. All of that is holding myself accountable. That's enforcing a boundary within myself. And that's just showing myself love to see my success through. Okay? Your first commitment in life should be to what? If you say anything other than yourself, you need to work on your self-love. Your commitment, your first and really only full-time commitment, the only commitment you know will never, ever, ever falter or leave is your commitment to self. Not your commitment to your children. Your children, they grow up and they leave. They leave. They have to live their own life. They get married and they have a commitment to somebody else. You cannot be fully committed to your children. Notice when I say fully, I'm talking about no questions. You know that this commitment is always going to be here your whole life. You don't know your children are always going to be here your whole life. I hate to go dark, but they might die before you. Let's be honest. Everybody dies. Okay? You can't commit to your spouse like that either because you never know what may happen. People change. People grow apart. People realize that this may not be what they want, right? So even your commitment to your spouse comes second to your commitment to yourself. There is no greater commitment on this planet than your commitment to you. You have to take you everywhere you go. You cannot avoid yourself. You could try. You can do drugs. You can sleep all over the place. You can stay busy. But all it's going to do is cause outer turmoil. Also on top of the inner turmoil that you're probably feeling when you don't love and know yourself. When you don't commit to yourself. Okay? So, like I said, when it comes to commitment, it's you and you only. Yeah, you're going to form other commitments as life goes by. Some are going to stay, some are going to go. But the only thing you know for sure is that you are always carrying you everywhere. Everywhere. You are literally inside this body. The only way to get out is death. Okay? So, again, self-love is about accountability, self-awareness, enforcing boundaries. Okay? So, if you would not allow somebody to treat you a certain way, you shouldn't treat yourself that way. And vice versa. If you wouldn't allow yourself to treat yourself a certain way, you shouldn't allow somebody else to treat you like that either. Okay? It's okay to love people. But what's not okay is loving people that don't respect your boundaries. It's not okay to love people that don't hold you accountable and don't hold themselves accountable. It's not okay to love people that's not aware of themselves. It's not okay. And you will learn that if you haven't by now, that loving somebody that's not aware, they have no idea what they do wrong. They have no idea what they like, who they are, or what they want. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Okay? Loving somebody that does not respect your boundaries, disaster waiting to happen. Okay? So again, commit to you. If you've never made a commitment to yourself, today, stand in the mirror and say, hey, whatever your name is, today I fully commit to you. I fully commit to making you better. I fully commit to having success. I fully commit to loving you. I fully commit to honoring you. And I fully commit to seeing the best version of you. Creating the best version of you so that we can create the best life for ourselves. Okay? Talk to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. The conversations that you have with yourself are the most important. So, again, commit to self first before all else others. Being selfish is not a bad thing. Being selfish is not a bad thing. I want you to say that over and over again too, because enforcing boundaries mean telling people you love no. When something they ask you to do or want you to do does not align with the love that you have for yourself. Okay? Because a lot of people gonna ask you. When you start practicing self-love, you're going to get all kind of lessons thrown your way. You're going to have all kind of people testing it. Do not waver. Commit to you. Okay? Again, this is Jay Lovelii. I'm signing out with lovely thoughts. So much. Thank you so much for watching this. And if you enjoyed the message in this video, please make sure you subscribe. If you have not, comment below. Share this, Let's get some more people seeing some more lovely thoughts from me, okay? Anyway, love you. Bye.